creative people. Like, we really need to be out there and embrace it. So today on my episode, we have a very interesting guest. You know, this guest is a makeup artist, is a creative director, and all-around badass. Like, bougie, like, whoa, Tumi, Powerhouse.
I need more. Hey.
Hello, baby.
Finally, I get to sit on your chair
Right.
and get interviewed by you, a fave.
This means a lot to me. Like, honestly, I'm in awe of the person that you are. I have to say this. And I just hope that this interview doesn't turn into some petty conversation where we just end up shouting.
I'm just like, okay. Remember, there are multitudes of people watching.
Other
so
people out there who
you
don't
have
understand.
you have to Englishize it for a little second.
Yeah, for the people. The people. All right. So listen, I can never start a show without asking people how they identify and what their pronouns are, because it's so important for us, because it's all about diversity and inclusion. So I often start off the show by saying, hi, I'm MonD, the gay superhero. I identify as a queer gay man. My pronouns are he, him, they, them, and their. So how do you identify, and what are your pronouns?
Well, I'm a closeted lesbian. I mean, and that's enough.
Oh,
and
wow.
my pronouns are they and them.
Ooh, closeted
I'm kidding. You know, it's so funny because most of the time, because of how I look, people have already boxed me into thinking or describing me as a trans woman, and most of the time. And I think I used to take it, but now I'm like, actually, no, I'm questioning. So I'm a queer. I'm a queer person, and my pronouns are he and she.
He and she. So we can use she.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
He and she, I love that. That's amazing. Baby, listen.
So,
thank you for that. Yeah, thank you so much. Because people tend to assume because of social media these days.
They do, and a lot of people are just like, but I mean, isn't your... And I used to take it. I mean, I did an article and they said, you know, trans woman, and I was like, okay, why am I flowing with this? Because I'm still, you know, trying to find out.
Yeah.
You know?
You're still on that journey.
I mean,
'cause it is
growing
a
up, you
journey.
grow up as gay, and all you know is gay.
Yeah.
Until you start knowing, actually, there's a queerpedia that, you know,
that exists
talks about
out there.
everything. Yeah.
Shout out to the Queerpedia, like that whole catalog. I read that whole thing. It had such great information. Like, I think everybody should definitely go out there. It's free. I downloaded it and I have it on my phone. It's called the Queerpedia. It's amazing. Get it for yourself. Inform yourself if you want to know, because information is available. All right. I mean, you mentioned that growing up, people just, you know, thought you're gay, you know, and you know that you're gay, and you know that's your identity. So I want to go back to the earliest memory where you became aware of your particular identity.
Shoo. Okay. I mean, you become different people until you settle into who you are. And I think primary school, I was just like the little gay boy with like the shortest shorts. High school, I was like the gay boy with like a bob cut. And then varsity, I was like, okay, the weird gay boy. And then I'm like, actually, you know, who do I identify as? But I think my earliest memory is people reminding me or actually telling me who I am. And this was in primary school, and it was girls from a high school in my primary school, Motse Maria.
Yes.
And they were like, oh, okay, there's something wrong with this one, you know? This one is gay. So I was like, who? Me?
Yeah.
Because all I wanted to do was have nice hair and wear shorts and just live my life.
Yeah.
And that's when I remember when this girl said this boy is gay, and I was like, okay, what's gay? I couldn't even get home and ask. I was like, maybe it's something wrong. Like, what's gay?
Yeah.
Until, you know, you grow up and you find out what actually that means.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, it's so funny that you mentioned that your first experience was somebody calling you that. I feel like sometimes people are so invasive, they name us things before we even get to name ourselves. You know, and I also had that experience. I was terrified of the word gay. Like, I was legit terrified. Like, I remember, like, somebody calling me gay, and I went home and I was, what is this? I don't know what it means. I just knew I felt like it was a bad thing.
Where was this? In primary school?
In primary school, yeah. Like, in primary school, or gay. And I was just like, oh my God, why?
It is so funny because it was so orchestrated. Even at crèche, I remember there was a song that they used to sing. I mean, I hung out with girls. I always wanted long hair. Well, hello, long hair. Then I would wear my jersey on top of my head. And there was a song they used to sing, man. Meaning that this one is gay and there's absolutely everything wrong about you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's been orchestrated.
I mean, what was it like growing up in Limpopo and being, like, like different from other people, you know, and like be like, and that must have been a lot, hey. Like,
Ooh.
I remember, yeah, like I had parts, like I grew up parts of Limpopo, but most of the time I spent in like boarding school. But like I can imagine what it's like, and I get so excited when I see other gay people and I'm back home. I'm like, ah, yes, honey, kiss that guy, yes. You know, when I see it, I get excited, but I know it's not like that for everybody.
Well, for me, it's quite weird. Hey, thinking about it, I had a great childhood.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had a fabulous
Nice.
childhood. And I think most importantly, I dared to be myself throughout. And because I dared to be myself, I was always me. If you ask a person who knew me in grade 8, they'll tell you this is me.
Wow.
Grade 7, this is me. Grade 3, this is me, you know?
Yeah.
So it was never really about who I am. It was just about how I wanted to live. And I lived my life just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, the reason I ask about like our earliest ages and stuff like that is to really kind of just find out where we're coming from as a people in terms of identity. Because like we say, it's a journey. It truly is a journey, and it's such an important thing because you're constantly discovering who you are, what you like, who you're into, and it's okay for you to understand that you have that freedom to be who you want to be. But you mentioned that you grew up in such a great way, but I'm very keen to find out how are your family dynamics in terms of just you growing up and being this flamboyant child and expressing yourself and having a vivacious personality. What was that like?
Sure. There's a book that I've been reading. It's called Braving the Wilderness by Brené Brown, right? Mm-hmm. And she says you can be lost anywhere else, right? But if you're lost in your family, that is the greatest hurt. But I grew up in a family that embraced who I am. My mom bought me dolls when I was 3. Hello, hi. Hey.
Shout out to the mamzo.
Hi, Bobby. She bought me dolls when I was 3. So I was embraced. I come from a family raised by a single mom. I've got 3 siblings. I've got an older brother who's like 2 years older than me.
Yes.
My older sister's like 10 years older than me. And then the one who's in the middle who's like, 10. And the other one is 13 years older than me. So I grew up in a family that showed me so much love, that embraced me, that respected me. Still do. So I grew up, I was just a fabulous child. And I think, I don't know if my mom understood what was happening.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she allowed me to be.
Yeah.
9 years old, I was asking her, please braid me. I want the bobs.
Yeah.
You know? And my mom gave me that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know, my sisters, I mean, I remember my sister's birthday. I was telling her that most of the stuff or most of who I am comes from watching you.
Oh, wow.
You know? She was the fabulous girl, crop tops, makeup. So I learned a lot from her. So I was allowed to be myself. I was embraced. I was respected. That's
amazing. I love that. I mean, like, it's just amazing. I mean, being from Limpopo, having to have grown up in a home raised by a single mother and being embraced in that way is just like totally amazing to me. And I think every queer child deserves to grow up in a very supportive environment where they feel like curious about certain things about themselves and people say, it's okay, go ahead, explore that, be who you want to be.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, if you grew up in Limpopo, you must remember, most of our parents are not vocal. It's not like they will be able to express, you can also be able to be expressive with them to say, okay, I feel like this, I'm this. They just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And it's mostly nonverbal communication. Like, if I cried for dolls, my mom gave me that.
Yeah.
I wasn't a spoiled child in any way, but whatever I wanted, she gave me that. I think it's only when I got older and I just wanted to spark conversation and I would say, just by the way, there's a guy who would like to marry me. And then my mom was like, okay. The first thing was that, how are we going to break it down to the entire family? So it does show that it's society and the surroundings that has an impact on how your family receives and treats you.
Yeah.
So she didn't sleep that night. In the morning, she's like, are you sure about what you just told me?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah. And my sisters were like, no, this one is just joking,
Hi, boo. How old were you at the time?
I was 19. Yeah, it was my first year in varsity. I was 19. I was like, there's a guy who wants to. So I just wanted to spark the conversation. And I realized that it is still difficult for my mom to speak about it. But she loves and embraces me. She doesn't know what's going on. Well, she does. What am I saying? Yeah. But she embraced me.
I mean, you mentioned like using eyeliner go skolong. So I'm very keen to find out, when do you get into makeup?
I get into makeup. Well, I loved makeup. I mean, grade 11, I had a salon. Not a lot of people know this. Yeah, I got my raya, you know, you have a little setup. It's got like
That's
a
really
little
dope.
shade. Yeah, and I did people's hair, braids. I can braid. I'll never braid anyone now, but I can braid.
Yeah, because you're a star, honey.
Yeah, and then I think 2013, when I was in honors, I was so depressed. I had 2 jobs. I didn't even know that I was depressed, but I think, thinking back, I know I was. And I wanted some sort of escape, and I went to the library, was watching YouTube, and I came across Jenny Jenkins. I'll never forget that lady. Love
Wow,
her.
this is like the second time somebody mentions this person.
Beauty by
Wow.
JJ, and it was
Oh.
2013, and she was doing like a brow tutorial. I was like, okay, cool, let's do this, let's listen. And you know, prior to that, I was using eyeshadows and whatever. I didn't know why I was doing it. I just loved it. And then I get into makeup through that phase, and I start doing it professionally 2017. Now I'm just like on and off with it, but yeah.
That's amazing though. But you're stunning at it, by the way.
Thank
You're
you.
really, really stunning at it. And it's just a like amazing thing to see.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just a great, great thing. I mean, you're a person who, are you in the corporate industry at the moment?
Well, I left corporate.
Yeah, actually, before we even get, I want to know, what is it like working in corporate?
It depends on where you work, and I just think also people or organizations use people, right? So you know you have to fit a criteria. What's the in terms of
Of meeting your
diversity,
yeah,
you know?
demographics within the company.
Yeah, then I used to ask myself, am I hired because I'm able to do the work, or am I hired because I am actually, you know, fitting into diversity? But yeah, worked in corporate few years, left. Well, I started in an agency, worked in corporate, went back
Yes.
to agency, and then I was like, okay, let me do my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's that going, entrepreneur?
I'm broke.
And
Joanna,
then-
no, I'm broke. I'm broke half of the time. Don't
Yeah,
ask me
that's
for
so
money.
true.
When you see me out there, never ever ask me for money, okay? Thanks.
So, I mean, how is it navigating this being a queer person and just navigating entrepreneurship? That must be very difficult. I mean, even me with this platform, what I run here, it's, you know, it's my production company doing this thing. And
Yeah.
it's not even an easy platform. So I definitely understand what it's like to be running a business. And what are some of the challenges that you've faced thus far?
I'm broke half of the time. There's certain people that I work with, or work under, obviously sort of, I'd like to say it's consulting basis.
Yeah.
But you also have challenges of when you go present. I mean, I do PR and strategy. When you go present, how are they going to receive you?
Yeah.
You have that challenge, you know, that I'm going to walk in with a long ass weave and
Yeah.
my voice is deep as hell. And are people going to be like, what the fuck is going on? Or are they going to actually listen to what I have to say? But luckily for me, and I've been very fortunate, every time I have to go and present something or I have to go and acquire business
Yeah.
or whatever the case is, I've never had, you know, people questioning anything around who I am than the work. Yeah.
That's amazing. How important is happiness to you? And particularly, and I ask this because I want to get into talking about purpose, because I think, like, you know, it's such a very important thing when you navigate purpose, and it comes to people at different times. Sometimes you do it without realizing, and then you realize, oh my gosh, this actually feels like my purpose. Like, I've been doing something that I really love. So I want to know, how important is happiness to you, and what does purpose mean to you? Ooh.
Happiness is important to me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my mentor once said the world wants you in a tailspin. So where things are not working out, where you are just a mess, because that's where you're highly unproductive.
Yeah.
You know? So when you're happy, you're at your most productive. You know? So happiness is, it's very important to me. It means everything to me because it has an influence on everything that I do. Yeah.
And purpose? Do you feel like you found your purpose? Like, you could just say, yeah, that's my purpose.
I think
I'm
it
in
changes over time.
Really?
I think it changes over time. I think it changes over time, but there should be one overriding factor.
Yeah, that
And
overall theme. that
Yeah,
just
my
carries
overriding
everything.
factor was always to say, if I can change one person's life from where I come from, then I know I would have done my work.
That's
you know?
the same for me.
Even when I was at school, I was like, okay, I need to get this degree because somebody else needs to know that
Yeah.
you can be from Ramashashani, but you can get a degree.
You can write.
You
It's one
know?
It's one of the reasons I had to bring you on this show. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
like, damn, like, we from back home.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
mean, people, like this lady last year was so shocked because I was chosen. I'm sorry, I'm going to say brand names. I was part of the Clicks and Sobe in association with Glamour magazine, judges for the makeup artist search. And I remember my mom asking me what it entails. And I had to break it down to her at the most lowest level. But to see her react like that, it was like, oh my God, this is a shop that we go into. My child is speaking to the head office. They actually working together. You know, some lady said to me, you know, growing up, we used to watch you do things. I mean, I was on Jam Alley. Remember Jam Alley?
Yes!
That was my first TV stint. I was on Jam Alley. I was like, yo, I'm a celebrity and I made money out of it. I was like, okay. So yeah, she was like to me, you know, it is so inspiring to see a person that we know on platforms that we think are so unreachable. And I understood then that I'm actually really doing something.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
You know, because even if old people are watching, I mean, people will tell me, oh, you were on True Love. There are houses at home that kept that magazine because I was on it. No one I know or have met I've ever seen on True Love. I was the first person. So I think we are our ancestors' wildest dreams.
We are our ancestors' wildest dreams.
Yeah. You know? So from Ramashashani to the world.
From Ramashashani to the world. I love that. I love that. No, but like you are truly inspirational for me because like even when I came across you, I was just like, oh my God, this is like legitly really, really, really cool. Like, and the fact that you're from back home got me even excited because I was like, yes, Mokaya, You are crazy. I know, I'm crazy. But honestly, this has been a really fruitful conversation. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I mean, I really, really think you're such an informative person. But I want to know, what would you like to say to somebody out there who really is, queer and is also interested in getting into the makeup scene and also interested in just kind of growing their brand and getting to be at a particular point in their life, especially being from where you're from?
It's so weird, you know. I'd like to think I come from a disadvantaged area. However, if you have a cell phone, that's where you start. If they're able to go on Facebook and search pages where it talks about sex or fucking or whatever the case is, you can go to Facebook and search for pages of people that do what you do. I think the world has become smaller. I think people are more exposed to things than I would have in 2009.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Did I know the internet? I just know wapka.com.
Yeah,
in 2009. Yeah, like mixedwapka.com. Sorry, guys, I'm exposing my age. But yeah, you know, go on the internet, research the type of things that you want to do and find inspiration from that. And I think most importantly, this is the final word I always leave with everyone. Dare to be yourself in whatever you do. Otherwise, you're not going to be received as yourself and it will not work out. Dare to be yourself, man.
Just before, I just want to get your opinion on what's been currently happening right now in the country. I mean, obviously, you've seen that we've been experiencing so much violence as a community in this country. And we've literally had our fair shares of ups and downs. And I want to know, how has that impacted you and what is your opinion on it?
I was like, it actually is sparking a new conversation. Yeah, because I had a boyfriend in high school who varam clubbed me. In high school. Yeah, and that is gender-based violence.
Yeah,
you know, and to see people who are in such a high realm or limelight going through this, firstly, it saddens me.
Yeah.
It really is sparking a new conversation. And I think a lot of the time on social media, for example, we are being attacked as the LGBTQI community. And I think everything that happens leads everyone into being more hateful. So I think now that it's like people who are like popular and faves, I think we need to start having more conversations. And I'm glad that you're actually doing it on the Gay Superhero Show.
Hopefully, maybe we can get an interview one day with those people, but we'll see.
I tell all.
Yeah,
tell on and tell on.
That'll be lit. What if it happens? If it happens, that'll be so legit. Like,
yeah,
lit.
But it really saddens me.
It is sad, though.
It really saddens me too. Yeah. Guys, you never really know anything until you're part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People can never really know what it is to be Tumi Powerhouse until you have to live my life for a day. You know? People will always see the niceties of everything.
Yeah.
And never really what happens behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really, really sad and scary, you know? It's heartbreaking. But also just so, amidst all of that, there's also the chaos that we're getting killed every day. you know, in
Listen
this country.
here, I'm very afraid of going anywhere. First of all, I look at how I look. So immediately when I step out, you always have your guard up. You can't even go to public restrooms because you'd never really know.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It is so sad, right?
Yeah.
And we have to live in a world where we just don't feel safe.
But I think we'll move forward.
We will get there, ne? Because we're not to be Powerhouse.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I was about to say, that our generation should make sure that the generation that comes after does not. I mean, I see people that were born in 2000 and, you know, 7, 8,
2000, yes.
and they're like badass.
Yeah, they're out here pushing.
A badass. And I read something on Twitter. It was a screenshot from Facebook that I hope that a queer person can find my account on time. I remember I used to inbox
that's so
people.
Deep. I love that.
I remember I used to inbox people on Facebook to say, hey, I feel like I'm just as you are. I need guidance and whatever. And some of the people I'm friends with now, and also they don't remember. But I'm very available. You know, there are so many queer people who are available to answer questions, and I do that.
Yeah.
So I hope they find my account on time.
Yeah.
Where they truly need it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that is how we ended, everybody. But you know it's not over, right? It's never over until we play Who Would You Top, Bottom of It. All right, baby.
First of all, why am I topping anything?
Listen, this is just a game.
Why the fuck am I topping anything?
This is a game. Okay?
Shoot.
Yeah, this is a game. All right, we're going to give you 3 names. You get to decide who would you top, bottom, or first. All right, today we have DJ Maporisa. We have Lerato Kanyago. And we have Will Smith.
Okay, DJ Mapo. Darling, I am hanging on to that Gucci Duke. Okay. I'm definitely bottoming for that nigga. Child, please. I'm topping Lerato. She's a wonderful petty woman.
Yeah, petty woman.
Gorgeous as well.
Right?
Because we're shooting this in August, a shame. Let's pray for Will Smith.
Yeah. August.
So I'll verse him. I'll give him a chance to do, and I'll do. Because I mean, yeah.
Tumi, you have been amazing. Like
English was running away from me. So whoever's watching this, wherever you are, English is not my mother. So it's been running away from me. But I had a great time. I had a wonderful time.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
You must keep doing the incredible work that you're doing.
Can we have a follow-up interview?
Yeah, we can. Definitely. In the future, yes. That would be amazing. Longer and even better.
Yeah, pray for me to get more work and do more bigger things.
And then we'll come to a house, a bigger house with chelete changura. It's gonna happen, everybody. Listen, this has been lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been lovely. It has been lovely. And that is how we wrap it up right here on The Gay Superhero Show with myself, MonD, the gay superhero. That is Tumi Powerhouse. Go follow them on social media. Please support the work that they're doing. And I think for me, that's just truly amazing because we are truly amazing human beings. My name is MonD, the gay superhero. Do make sure that you go on YouTube and you like, comment, and subscribe and tell everybody about us. Adios, muchachos. Bye-bye.